Greetings, Ani, Bojo, Kwekwe, Tanzi. It's Catherine here at Moonstarlodge in Central Ontario, South Central Ontario, Georgian Bay. And I'm here with the weekly Indigenous perspective on all things tarot and oracle. And it's for the week specifically of July 24th to 30th, 2023. And this week, unlike last week, where I used all decks pretty much relating to the moon, this week I'm using, and it'll become obvious, the soul. So the Lenormand of Enchantment, Path of the Soul, Earthly Souls and Spirits, Moon Oracle. So we got a moon in there too. Moonology Manifestation. I always have a card relating to lunar influences, astrological influences. Voices of the Souls. Tarot of the Enchanted Soul. The Wandering Soul. And of course, because they'd yak at me, the Marigold Tarot for the Ancestors. And they are souls. All right, so let's go to the cards, Brian. Some of these decks I have not used before. In fact, our principal tarot here I have not used. The Lenormand is brand new. I've never used the Path of the Soul on screen before. So this is interesting. It's interesting how it melded for me, and you'll see why. We start with the Nine of Cups. So this is wishes and satisfaction, happiness, dreams coming true, warmth, joy, bliss. It's absolute bliss. And it's interesting because the very last card is the Ten of Cups. But let me not jump ahead too far. The Nine of Cups is clarified as the significator by the Lenormand of bear. It's hard to see it, but it's a polar bear in a hat that reminds me of Oliver Hardy from Laurel and Hardy, that kind of a hat and a tie. We have a friend, we have a protector and a friend, and this is the joy we are experiencing is because we have protection and care and joyfulness. And part of the reason the card is so difficult to see is the bear blends into the background. This is not obvious, it's not in our face. We just need to know that our joyfulness is being supported and protected for us. It's followed by the Fool, which is a major arcana card, and it's the beginning of the journey. It's the innocence, the freedom, new adventure, a leap of faith, it's wonder, it's naivety, and it's not because we are foolish. It is because we are on a karmic journey that requires us to be of a new mind, as if we were childlike and taking on a new adventure. So nines are ends of journeys, and we've fulfilled, we've completed something, and it's supported. It's not going to be taken away simply because we start a new adventure. We're free to start the new adventure. And it's clarified by a message of guidance. So this is to let us know that we are not alone in assessing how we make this new journey. That in fact, if we take the time to tune in and be peaceful, we are going to receive the messages needed to help support us with our free will choice, of course, always intact. We have support. So again, we've got a friend in spirit. We've got a friend here in an earthly ally. and it's a totem, in fact. The next card is the Four of Wands. It's success on a journey. So it's the celebration part. It can represent marriage, but it's a commitment, it's community, it's stability, it's parties, it's reunions, domestic bliss even. So it's that time of year, but it's referencing too that this journey is going to be very, very successful. Again, from Source, we have white light, the white light that emanates from our souls and from the soul of the universe back to us. So it's like we are in a bell jar here in this image. We are protected by the white light on our journey. The next card is the Six of Cups, so it's a bit of nostalgia, some sanctuary, some reflection. It can be memories, reminiscences, thinking of childhood, thinking of past influences. This isn't a card of thinking things that aren't true. This is about remembering things as they were. We're not having a memory kind of experience where it's selective. What's interesting is it's clarified by the consciousness card from one deck, and right beside it is the consciousness card from another deck. So in our reflections and recollections, as we stop and assess this immediate past, this journey, and the journeys beforehand, this card, I'm going to read it to you because it's a very special card. This consciousness card is a powerful card of change, not physically, but mentally on the subconscious level. There is a healing of your thought processes, old patterns and ways of being. There is a large spiritual force working with you now, helping to rebalance the mental body. You are finding greater clarity and new ways of dealing with life experiences. Your inner work has brought you here. You are in the flow of healing. This is a powerful step toward becoming and outwardly expressing your true state of being. So I think that's very telling. It certainly supports everything that we've received so far in this message. So we move to the Knight of Coins, who is a cautious, slow-moving fellow. He's very reliable. He's the slowest moving. The knights are usually quite assertive, if not aggressive, but he's a slower moving, more cautious fellow. He's serious. He's very practical. He's patient and stable. He's very traditional and very disciplined. He's exactly the kind of Knight of Coins that you'd want. And what he's doing, again, relates to consciousness. So it's the incorporation. He's giving you the message to be patient as you interpret and reinterpret and receive all these downloads that affect us. I feel the closest card to what's going on in the Indigenous perspective on this month. We're just moving into the second quarter of She Who Heals, which is the 8th grandmother moon cycle. And She Who Heals is about being a guardian of the herbs and medicine and healing. And she's a very good grandmother to kind of segue into the season of Mabon on the wheel of the year. So this night is saying, don't rush. Be patient with the healing and interpretation, the new interpretations within your subconscious, the reassessment of life and where you're going. This knight is followed by the Knight of Swords, who is a fast-moving, very almost impatient, can be impatient, but they have very clear, fearless, I guess a daring almost. They don't go with the flow. They don't concede anything. So this Knight of Swords is basically reminding you that they are there to cut out any of the crap that might come back into your subconscious or conscious behaviors. So it's not going to let the shadow stuff back in that you've been clearing with these cards. And what's nice about it is it must be successful, because the Ancestor card is the Ace of Cups, and that's a new emotional beginning. Something is incubating as this journey progresses that brings some more emotional support and growth, because we're at a 9 and a 10 here. Which brings us to the Ten of Cups. It's security, happiness, domestic bliss, emotional stability, maturity, and success. I call this the having everything card, including emotional maturity. And that's important, because what we've got here, this is our astrological card, and it's the last quarter moon in Cancer. And it's called Take a Breather. So, it's about making sure that you're not overdoing. Don't take on too much. Basically, we're still in summer mode here, and it's the perfect time to connect where earth and sky meet rock and water. That's the shamanic mode of taking a breather, and by going into stillness, connecting with the source energy that's obviously so very present in this reading. You can flip the camera, Brian. As I laid these cards, I thought, this is a direct message for me. I woke up and had a lot of stuff blatted at me this morning, and it could have sent me off into a serious anxiety situation. Like a PTSD trigger. However, it didn't. And I recognize that as a collective reading, this is applicable to all of us. So I look forward to see how these cards reflect the end of the week. The midweek point of Wednesday evening, I will upload a video, or Brian's uploaded it. I will make connection to it for everybody on the socials. And it's what we call the icing on the cake. So as we make our choices in these first few days of this week, how we choose collectively on our very beautiful journeys is going to tweak. And this reading will help us see where the tweaking is happening. And as a sidebar, the astrological readings are moving forward for each of the signs, and they will be posted at the end of July for the month of August, and we will repeat the process at the end of August for September. And we need to see that it's actually increasing our numbers of subscribers to keep us being supported in the queue by Google. So the likes, if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. If you haven't, please do subscribe. And in that way, you'll get notified of the astrological readings when they come up. Give me a coffee. Send me a coffee. The information is in the description. So have a wonderful late July week, and we'll see you soon. Miigwech. Aho.